Hey everyone, Roland with Totally Websites, and in today's video we're going to be digging into WordPress, the basics of editing content, adding content, plugins, customizing themes, very high level stuff, but I get a lot of questions on some of these topics, so that's what we're going to talk about. Let's get to it. Okay, here we are with the project that we were working on in the last video. Figured it'd be good to just keep on going. So logged into WordPress, we're going to come up here and go to our dashboard. And you'll still see a message here. If you do, just remember this was because under our settings and reading, we had search engine to discourage the search engine, so that's why that's showing. That'll go away once we get all of the stuff put in place. So essentially WordPress is a pretty simple editor. It doesn't have full drag and drop capabilities, although there are plugins and add-ons that can give you that. We're not going to go through that in this particular video, but just an overview here, your home, your updates. If we had any updates, be it to the theme or to plugins that we were using, those would show up, and we do want to set those to automatically update if you want. If not, then you can leave them and just check them if you're checking your site often. Posts are essentially all of your pages for, if you're blogging or you're doing reviews or anything like that, just quick articles, and those will continue to grow. You can add them to categories. So in this case, we're going to have how-to categories, review categories, maybe something around classes or courses, things like that. Your media section is essentially just that. It's any place you want to upload your videos, let's take a look. Your video, your images, your logos, all the stuff that's available. So I've uploaded a few items, and actually, just to give you an idea, we're going to add new. And let's just go here, and the gist of this, I know that I'm going to use this particular image, so we can drag and drop it, and then you'll see here in just a second that that's going to be uploaded. It's literally drag and drop easy, so which is pretty cool. So there we go. She's uploaded. We're ready to set that as a featured image on one of our posts when we get going. So pages, again, your pages basically consist of your core pages within the site. So be it your about, your contact, your disclosures, things of that nature. Everything else should go into the post area. So Pretty Links is an add-on that allows, this is pretty specific for affiliate marketing. This site is going to be used for that. We're going to be promoting and really helping the industry of crypto, people looking to get into it, and we're going to leverage any of the industry leaders that we review products for and feel that they offer good value. We will add them here. So in this example, we've got Victor is doing a crypto, Victory Crypto. It's a pretty unique name, Victor, but we took a look at that. It looks like a great offer. It's really helping some people. It's getting some good traffic and some good stuff. So in here, we can go to add a new link. We're going to call it Victory Crypto. We're going to make all our affiliate links 301s. This is what people will see when they click on the link or when we use the link. And then, of course, this is our affiliate link that if we refer somebody, and we do have to add this to the disclaimer, if we refer somebody based on the info that we're providing and they use our link to make a purchase of that particular program, then we are entitled to a commission from the vendor. It's the greatest thing about affiliate marketing is that it makes no difference to the cost of the end user, the person that is purchasing that product. Excuse me, but the vendor themselves take it out of their side of commissions to pay people that promote their products. So it's a pretty universal thing. If you're not familiar with affiliate marketing, we are definitely going to be digging into that a lot more. I'm going to be reviewing a lot of the products that we use because, again, we've been using a lot of them for a lot of years. So we hit publish on that, and then that is available for us. And we'll show you how to use that in a little bit. Appearance is our area for our themes. We touched on this briefly before. We don't need additional themes, so we can delete this. And basically, I would recommend this unless you're going to have a child theme, because when you have additional themes or plugins that you're not using, they tend to not get updated, or you're not paying attention to them, and that can expose your site to vulnerabilities. So we never want that. Customize, this is just another area that is specific. Each theme has its own kind of structure to customize. This is the area where they program those things accordingly. Different themes will have a lot of different ways to subsections within here, but this is the gist of these areas. So as we can see, we've got a banner image here, a banner image in the sidebar, and we will edit those in a little bit. We have a place to just upload our logo, our icon, which is essentially this little, instead of the little globe up in the top, it will show this for our site. Our primary theme color, which is, you can see, our mouse over is because we tied it into the crypto color, typical font that we want, and a bunch of other different options that you can go through, and we can edit this accordingly. So this we will leave here for now, and come back. Background image, we're not using one in this particular case. Our menus, our main menu, which is here, and the top menu. I'm sorry, I had that backwards. Top menu and our main menu. Come in through our widget area. We can see that we have the sidebar. Okay, this is the new block widgets, which personally I'm not a big fan of, so we will change that in just a second. I'll show you how to make this change. But we have our sidebar, again, over in this area. Our footer, which we could display with these 4 sections here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Our header, which is up in here. And then before and recent content. So we have a way to edit before and after our main content, and we'll show you that briefly as well. And then additional CSS. This typically will be a place where if we wanted to override anything within the theme, we could change the color of something, and this would override and load before the theme CSS, so it would be prioritized. Theme editor is essentially the place where you would go for the actual hard code of the theme. So it breaks down, this is pretty advanced stuff. This is stuff that, if we want to add something or adjust something, then we can go into the code base, or if you're advanced enough, you can go into this code base and go in and edit those items. Plugins, again, ton of plugins available through WordPress, and these are just some of the cores that we use within this particular theme. We don't use all of these for all of themes. However, we'll see the classic editor. So here we're going to go and add a new plugin. We're going to look for classic widget. There it is here. Installed. Activate, and then we can show you. I'll show you in just a second when we go over to that area. Plugin editor, very similar to the theme editor. Again, most of the time you won't go there. Users, when you have your primary user, if you want to have, sometimes I have content writers that come in. I will create a content account for them, and then they can add content as part of the content team. You can edit their profiles, things of that nature. do not want to give administrative privileges to anyone that you are not fully partnered with, or sure that they are not going to take over your site or maybe delete you. Because when you give administrative privileges to anyone, as true with anything else, they can fully take that over. Tools section. Again, these are essentially just health checks. You can import, and if you're doing cookies or saving stuff, you can clear all comments. I mean, this is pretty self-explanatory. Typically, I do not use the built-in tools. If we're going to export or do backups, I will use one of my favorite go-tos here is the all-in-one plugin. This allows us to build sites on our local machines and then transfer them to production for clients. So it makes it very, very easy, very low file loads and the things like that. So super, super easy. Settings area, again, this will go through all of the basic settings. The only things that I typically suggest you do in here, of course, is the reading area. We'll check this when we're done. And then if you check out your permalinks, we typically use post name because that makes it SEO friendly. So we can do, this is what that will look like. So whatever we name our post, which we'll show you in a minute, you'll have post name. Cookies and SEOs, these are additional items that we've added in. So along with a lot of the contact form and XML sitemap, those are things that we've added in. And they're a little bit more advanced, so we don't need to. You won't see them typically based on a flat install, so we don't have to worry about those too much right now. So moving right along, we're going to go ahead and add a post. We're going to add a new post. And I have created two different post styles. Typically we use, I use WordPad for everything. But when I get content back, it comes in this format, or the HTML format if it's styled a little different out of the gate. But either way, they come in WordPad or Notepad, and the reason for that is because it strips out all of that additional stuff. If you write content in, say, Word, and you just copy that content and you come in here to paste it, it's going to add a lot of additional things in there that you don't need to see, and it will really mess up the looks of your site. So I just realized that we didn't set our we did not set up our classic editor to be our default. So again, classic editor. Now we're going to come in here, we're going to say add new post. We have our cryptocurrency for beginners. We have that as our permalink, so that's where people will come. So we have copied all the text from the file. Now you'll see that there's a visual tab here and a text tab. So we can go ahead and do this. This will be our H1 tag, if you will, our primary tag. We can come through if you'd like, and we can, highlight some of these things. This is where you can come in and you can do your editing of content, things of that nature. This is going to be tips and strategies. And we're going to update. And then you will see it says view post. We'll take a look here. Okay, so here we are. We've got this cryptocurrency for beginners, the 5 tips and tricks you should know, with no real editing. We can, the editing piece you'll see. I mean, you just saw we edited it in, and it was no big deal. But I do notice here we don't have an image. Okay, so we're going to edit the post. We're going to come down here and we're going to set a featured image. Okay, and you will see this is going to open up our media library where we just went right here, and there we go. So now if we update, and view the post, there's our featured image as well. Okay, and then we've got some affiliate books coming in from Amazon and whatnot that are related to that automatically. That is part of this theme base, but we will change that at a later date before this actually gets pushed live. So that is the gist of using the editor, getting that set up. As you can see, it's very simple to do. What I'd like to do now is bring you briefly over to the pretty links. We're going to copy this link. We're just going to throw it in our notepad over here real quick. And then we also need to go over to our media library. We got this banner image with 728 by 90, and just copy this. Now what we can do is we can come back over here to our widget and go to our header. We can take this and replace it, and then we can take this and replace that. So the two quick things, just make sure that that is in between those double quote areas, because that's what activates that link in that image. Okay, so we're going to save this, and now we're going to come back here and let's just view the site. And there we have it. So that's our banner. So now we can see that comes up, and it will go to that training class. So, and then we have the quick post down here. So if we come home, these posts are going to continue to kind of block out like this as we add more. All right. Well, I hope you found that video helpful. That was basically a walkthrough for WordPress for beginners. But we did dig into some basic customizing, some core setup components, and or some plugins. And then we actually got into a little bit of the code elements as well, because all of those things at one point or another you will deal with. So again, hope you found this video helpful, and as always, if you have any specific questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below, and until next time, take care.